There's a lie you keep getting told, and the lie is just hit 100 grand a month, just hit a million a year, just hit 10 million a year. The market sells you the idea on hitting 100 grand months or $1 million years or $10 million exits or $100 million empires. But 99% of founders don't fucking want that, right? They never answered the actual question. What does my ideal Tuesday cost? Right? Not Ferrari math, not Rolex math, not Instagram math, real life math, right? The stuff that doesn't actually show up in Hormozi's YouTube, the stuff that doesn't show up in an ad that you see from your favorite fucking online guru, right? The stuff that they neglect to actually communicate with you has nothing to do with like a specific strategy or tactic or anything that you might be experiencing or trying to chase right now. And you might be missing the whole fucking point. I have this whole like desire to help people live a life where they get to have it all, right? Like, yeah, you can have the money, but it needs to fit directly into like the actual life that you want, not the cool thing that you see on online, someone's Instagram reel or whatever else it is. Not the dopamine number. I want you to experience the number that actually matters to you. The number that is designed around a life that you want to experience, and then installing a machine, i.e., systems, procedures, team, fucking clientele, product, et cetera, that can help you achieve the actual intentionally designed number that you'd like to experience to have come in every single month to help you achieve the real lifestyle that you want to live, not the fuckery. I've spent many years on the chase, um, and it feels or has felt hollow, right, when you do that. And I'm even going deeper into this again myself at the moment because there's just been many days where things do feel exactly that, like hollow, right? And I noticed that when I'm getting that feeling or sense of feeling hollow, it's because I'm focused on the wrong stuff. The stuff that really matters is like, can I spend time with my wife and kid whenever the fuck I want? Can I afford to take us overseas? Can I afford to have us go to dinner at the places that we want to go to? Can I afford to make sure that my mother is actually like never needing to have any qualms in life other than like, what do I do with the money that my son has made sure that I have every single day, right? That she goes to the gym or whatever else that it is, right? They're the things that fundamentally at the core of it actually matter. And I think that the Hormozy math, the IC number in Facebook ad math completely misses the fucking point. The point is we need to focus on the actual life we want. And when we get that life number, we need to be able to produce that number personally, income, profit per month to be able to experience that life for our family, for our team, for our family, for ourselves, then for our team, then for the people who matter outside that, clients and everything else as well. And then we need to have that produced through team leverage. And then we need to have that as a number that we are aware of that is associated to retirement, right? Not enough people do retirement math. Retirement math is a real thing. And enough is the number. Like enough is enough. How much is enough? If you don't know what enough is, then you never know how to actually bring that to life for yourself. So we want to figure out what the retirement math number actually is for you. So you can actually have a number that you can associate to this is how much money we would need every single month living the baseline and then the, stretch lifestyle that we'd like to experience or whatever else that it is. And you'll be fucking surprised. It might only be like 25,000 or $20,000 per month, right? But first you need to produce it. Then you need your team to produce it. You have leverage and all the goodies around that. And then you need to have many people won't get to this last stage, enough money invested every single month for you to be able to actually have that amount of money coming in 10 or 15 years time from dividends or from invested income of some sort that is associated to the retirement pot of money that you have for that period of time. Most people don't even know when most people can tell me when they want to retire, by the way, but they don't have the like number. And it's usually a fucking lie. So we want to identify the baseline lifestyle cost, right? Before revenue targets, before scaling, before having team on board, we want to calculate like home, right? How much is the mortgage or rent in the exact neighborhood that you would choose? The utilities, maintenance, insurance, property tax. Instead of thinking mansion, let's think reality and what we actually want as a baseline. And then we can think stretch after that with, mansions and all the good come along after that too, right? Then we have family life, which is like how much is schooling going to cost? How much are the activities like BJJ, sports, music, whatever your kids are going to want to go through? Holidays, how many holidays per year? How much is it going to cost to have a holiday for us? Where are we going to go? Where do we want to go? Who do we want to go with? Date nights with your significant other. Travel for yourself for, be it the business, be it personal, be it pleasure, be it insert whatever variable it might look like for you to be able to experience more life. Daily living costs. I'm talking groceries, eating out, gym, personal spending, giving to church, charity. And then you can layer in all the cool stuff after that, right? So like cars, healthcare, buffer, taxes. Now you have a real number. The real number matters. Most people, most men, most women never calculate this. Most families never calculate this number. They're chasing 100 grand months when their actual life, if you were to really do the math, might cost 28 grand. And a good life for that too. Or 42 grand. Or 66 grand. But it's specific. Without this, you're genuinely like chasing a nominal number that will feel hollow and empty to you. That's the fucked up part, in my opinion. And until we very clearly and very quickly understand that math, it will be very hard for us to be able to actually achieve that. You'll chase a hollow goal. You'll feel like everything you're doing is wrong. You'll keep constantly looking at new vehicles for you to try to achieve this truly cared for number. And you'll never want to scale, never want to go bigger, never want to build a team, and you'll always doubt everything you're doing. Because you just don't have the number and you don't have the like, yeah, who cares what fucking like, look, the vehicle does matter, but like not more knowing you have something that will produce the lifestyle that you want. Right? Because coming quickly, right? There are days I hate what I do. There are days I hate what I do. Not because it's bad, not because it's not fucking awesome, but because I'm dealing with humans and humans let me down and I let humans down and it sucks. And that's where it can suck because you're dealing with unexpecteds. One other thing. One other thing. Fucking every business in the world, every opportunity in the world is going to have those. You're dealing with people or like something that has to do with tech. It's going to fuck up at some point. You're going to have bad days, right? Well, why do we talk about our work in the bad days? Because like, that's what matters. So lifestyle goals, actual income level, blah, 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 blah. Before right? I love the service-based online businesses like we do. I love our mastermind. I love our consulting business. I love the done-for-you services that we have. I love all of that because it helps people like you who are listening to this right now actually build the life that you want and just have the machine that produces the income to be able to do that. Once you know the number though, right? This is where you can go from like operator to owner math, right? So like level one is you earn that amount yourself, be it through your agency, be it through your coaching business, be it through your roofing business. Who gives a fuck, right? Level two is your team produces it, which is you're no longer like tied to the effort and survival instincts got you to that in the first place. This requires systems. This is why, if you're in one of our programs, or if you've ever worked with me one-to-one, we talk about the seven-figure sales machine and the weekly wins all the time, because the only two things that matter are leadership and revenue. Self-leadership, leadership of family, leadership of team, leadership of clients, leadership of community, leadership of the industry, and then the seven-figure sales machine, which is the systems, the thing that helps you produce the income. 40 calls a month, stable cost to acquire client, predictable close rate, knowing your margins, consistently cash flow, uh, knowing that your team can produce it, knowing that your team can actually get the result, knowing that your team are producing the life outcomes that they want as a consequence of the effort that you're putting in or the effort that they're putting in as well. Not like hypey numbers, but like knowing that you know that you can produce the income that you want through your team and they're producing the income that they want through the vehicle that you have for them. This is where going bigger and to bigger numbers actually makes sense, right? 100 grand a month, 28 grand to you, 7 grand into ads, 20 grand into 15 grand into taxes, 20 grand into taxes, whatever else it is. You're left with 50 there. Key team members take home 10 each. So you've got 20 left in true profit after everything out, and after you already achieved your personal stuff there. That can then go into investments post-tax, right? Or a pre-tax investments to be able to decrease the profit of the company, to be able to. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to fucking go into that, but like there's some cool things you can do there too, right? But this is we're going for some bigger numbers can help you, your team, and the people that they are responsible for, and to also achieve the life goals and circumstances they want. And then you have a team that are willing to do the hard work to be able to stay with you for the long term, to be able to help you achieve the goals that you want, because it's helping them achieve the goals that they want, while also putting money into the future investments to be able to help you. And this is stuff we do in each of our programs, right? Like predictable sales, predictable growth. If you do one-on-one consulting with me, we have the Have It All program, and we have the it'll eventually be predictable marriage and predictable wealth, because year one, it's about building the seven-figure sales machine. Year two, it's about building the team-led business, right? Like team-led operating systems. And then year three is all about and a certain amount of cash to put into investments for both you and your team. If you're able to do that, right? So layer one, you earn that amount. Layer two, the team produces that amount. And layer three is the investment replacement for that, right? So like, if we're talking long game, if your ideal life costs 28 grand a month or 40 grand a month, 40 grand a month would be 480 grand a year, right? If you want investments to replace that using a conservative 5% withdrawal rate, right? You'd roughly need 9.6 million invested. At 7% returns, slightly less. At 4%, slightly more. We can reverse engineer that. If you were to invest 15 grand a month, which is 8% annually increasing all the goodies that come along with that, in 15 years, you'd have near that. You'd have near 480 coming in per year. That's math. That's understanding what it would take. That's actually building it. That's not egotistical advertising or hormozy videos that you've seen that are telling you all the goodies that aren't fucking real for you, right? Like that's the thing. This is where most people that I see blow themselves up, because they're chasing the status numbers. They inflate lifestyle before they stabilize the actual numbers. They scale team and bloat themselves out, so they ruin their profit and fuck up their whole business and life as a consequence of that. They invest, if they invest, emotionally instead of structurally, to be able to understand the actual statistical math data behind the actual lifestyle they want to live. They don't know their freedom number. They don't know how to replace that number, invested income per month from the profits of the business, to be able to do that and achieve that. They don't know their runway. They don't know their cash flow. They don't know their cash flow cycles. They don't know how much money or how to produce the income. They don't know how to advertise, build the team to do that. So everything they build becomes fucking heavy or feels heavy. Requires constant output, has no endpoint, has no true target, has no peace, and makes you feel like shit. You burn out chasing someone else's fucking dream and someone else's scoreboard because you saw it in an advertising an ad or Hormozy video or whatever fucking 7-figure course that you might have purchased in the past. And admittedly, I know that I've said numbers like that in the past too, but I'm also maybe one of the only people that's talking real about this stuff as well. The real issue for you is not a lack of revenue. It's designed clarity that you need. You lack designed clarity, right? Designing things properly, having clarity of true numbers. When you, as a man, as a woman, as a leader, as a family member, as a family leader, as a team leader, as a community leader, as, the leader, two things you to focus on: leadership and revenue. Self-leadership first, leadership of others after. When you don't know the number, every opportunity feels urgent. Every comparison feels threatening, like you're comparing yourself to other people's stuff, and it feels like a threat because I'm not there yet. When you're playing your own fucking game, bro, right? Um, every downturn feels catastrophic when you didn't have cash reserves. Every downturn feels catastrophic when you don't have invested income going in every month. Every milestone feels empty because you don't feel like you're actually getting closer to what it is you actually want to be doing. Because there's no personal progress tracked, statistically proven, data driven towards a personal metric that helps you achieve more of the life that you want. I want you to stop chasing empire math and start chasing lifestyle math. It's completely aligned with what I do personally. I want people to have an awesome business that they love running, a team that helps build your mission because it helps them build their life as well. I want you to have an awesome invested income so that in 15 years, you have the ability to be able to actually experience what I'm talking about right now. I want you to have an awesome marriage where you don't have to lie to your wife or your husband. There's no frustration at home because financial circumstance. I want you to feel like you can lead your family or be led by the people in your family if that matters as well. I want you to have those investors, and I want you to be in a position where all that's integrated. Business, team, marriage, family, investments doesn't have to be separated. It can be all one thing where you work as a unit within your family and within your team to be able to build the life and build the stuff for this and not fragmented. And if that's the type of thing that you want, you should click the link below and book in for a call with me to be able to help you achieve that math, building the math out, building the income out for yourself, or through your team, or through the investment side. We have two things to help with this. The 7-figure sales machine is just a machine that produces cash, right? And then the weekly win system and leadership structure to be able to make sure that you actually have the lifestyle stuff sorted out between you, your family, and all the good along with that as well. Um, we promise to be able to help you get that 7-figure sales machine. I use the 7-figure as well, but just because that's usually, once you break the math down, it really does come back to about, 3 team members, 10 grand a month each. Your 28 to 35 grand or whatever else that it is, tax plus invested income. But 100 grand a month is usually fucking great, truthfully. But it's terrible if you don't know what it's associated to. That's where I think the real fuck up is. My job's to help you build like a true lifestyle empire, not fuckery that just seems cool on Instagram. Year one's about building that machine that produces and spits the cash out yourself. Year two's about having the team spit it out for you. Year three is about making sure that every additional dollar is going into the invested income. We still work on the stuff from year two and year three in year one, and then the stuff on year one and year two, and then the stuff from year three in year one and two as well. But the systems are already usually set in place. But it's like we focus more on those things when the constraint becomes those things. And if you'd like some help with that, I think into a call. It's the right thing to do. The moral of the story is stop chasing the numbers that make no sense to you. People are selling you the wrong goals. The lie of just hitting 100 grand a month, like $1 million a year or 10 million a year without it being associated to the things you actually want is a fucking useless effort to you. Fuck the Ferrari, fuck the Rolex, fuck the Instagram math. Build the real life math, build the machine for it, become the leader who can lead all of it. Family for your team, all the good is come along with that. and you'll start to actually see the momentum you're actually looking for. Appreciate you guys. Book in for that call. Speak to you guys soon.